The Chicago Bears training camp day 3 has come to a close, and ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to be excited about. Let's talk about it, starting now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel, the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you stay in tune with us, man. First things first, big shout out to you guys for tuning in and showing love. A lot to get into today, and unfortunately, because of the many obligations that I have throughout the day and still obligations to be a father, I can't do a super long episode, but we'll still get into just about everything that we got a chance to see today from the Chicago Bears offense. Number one, I was going to title this video offense, and more offense. Bears fans, be excited. Be excited by what you are seeing this young team put together. Emphasis on young team, from Colston Loveland to Luther Burden to Rome Odunze. I mean, you're talking about a grouping of young players, and that's not even starting to get into the running back room with DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monunga and everything that's going into that. There's so much right now that you're just seeing click. Now, it's early on. It is the beginning of camp. There are no pads on, so you have to take everything with a grain of salt. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be a perfect world when everybody puts the pads on, but right now, the one thing that I'm loving that I am seeing from Caleb Williams, and I've said it a couple of times here, he's just making simple, sexy, and when you talk about a connection with the player, right? He's taking the underneath stuff, easy passes, get the ball to Luther Burden, make it easy for you. But you want to see a guy that can hit the deep shots when those shots are available. Today, Caleb Williams was able to knock down 2 of those in a great way. I mean, honestly, what he was able to do with Colston Loveland on a deep route down the right sideline, and he had Devin Bush covering him. And listen, Devin Bush is right there in coverage. You got safety help over the top, and Colston Loveland just said, "I'm bigger than you. Like I'm not going to let you take this football away from me." Goes up, gets it, gets 2 feet down, tackle made, right? And you see that relationship continuing to build. Same thing with Rome Odunze, right sideline, I believe. Caleb delivering a deep strike again, and Rome just went, no, this was in the middle of the field, not right sideline. Down the middle of the field, Rome just went up and snatched the football out of the air. Caleb gave him a target, said, "I'm going to put it where nobody else can get it except you," and Rome went up and got it. And to me, like, that's the part that I'm so excited about, right? That's in the 11-on-11 period where you're seeing this relationship build. This is in team periods where you're seeing this relationship build. I mean, Rome probably had the catch of the day with that ball that he snatched out of the air, and just continuously, it wasn't everything deep, right? It was some of that where Rome and Loveland are underneath, and you're seeing Caleb force the defense to have to play up by taking the right play. Now, again, we're very early on in the process. It doesn't mean that that's what it's going to look like when everything is finished, but the comfort of this offense, I thought J-Mac said it great when we were talking about it on today's Chicago Bears podcast, which please check out. We had Luther Burden on as a guest today. Luther's phenomenal. I'm not going to lie to you. He just, you can feel the confidence coming off of him sitting in the room with him. So it's really good there. But like, to me, what you were able to see today, and J-Mac talked about this, and it's kind of been this way throughout just about every day of camp to this point, is Caleb Williams playing quarterback. Not to say he didn't do this at all last year, but there was a lot of first, second, third quarter when we're seeing it. It's not coming as quick. We got to get there. And then the fourth quarter, you're able to do everything at once, and that's how you're able to come back in games. The reality is, though, coming into this year, you're not going to be able to win games that way. You got to win games taking the simple stuff. And to me, that is what we continue to see Caleb Williams do. And I think that's the funny part about this, right? Like, we're excited as Bears fans when we're seeing what we're seeing right now on the field. But the reality of the situation is, he's just not making mistakes. He's not putting the ball in harm's way. He did have one interception today in the 7-on-7 period. That interception ended up going to Jaylon Johnson. That was a crossing route there, and Jaylon just snatched the ball out of the air. Really good play. That was Caleb's first interception of the day. But I don't think that you could say that that one interception overshadows all of the good that you saw from Caleb Williams today. And the reality is, you continue to see a guy, and here's the part that I love. He's now got the offense down to a point where he can teach it, where he can call guys out for being in the wrong spot. Zavion Thomas today got a little, I mean, they got after him today. Caleb and Ben Johnson got after him because Zavion goes out there. He's supposed to be the Z on this specific play. He lines up in the wrong spot. Caleb calls for it, for the motion to happen. Motion doesn't come, and he looks at Zavion. He's like, he's on the wrong side. Kills the play. Many people have seen this play going around Twitter right now, right? Kills the play, walks back. But the part that I don't know if you can hear on the video is Ben Johnson goes, "What are we doing? Get me a new Z in here," right? Now, all of a sudden, you're talking about Ben Johnson, or you're talking about Caleb Williams being the one setting the standard, setting the tone, calling guys out. And I know that probably makes Ben proud, right? Ben's probably ready to lose it, and then he sees Caleb losing it. But your young quarterback has gotten himself to a point where he can see the play before it's happening, kill the play, tell him to rewrap, get back in the huddle, and then they go back out there. And right after that is when you saw the deep pass to Rome Odunze over the middle of the field. So you're seeing a quarterback that understands the offense now. It's not just, that he's making the right play. He understands the nuances of it. He understands, okay, this is where you should be lined up. This is where you should be. And if we do this the right way, we can have a ton of success. Let me know how you guys feel down in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Now, I'm not going to say it was all bad for the defense. I thought in the first period, the first red zone period, the defense actually had the upper hand in the game there. Austin Booker and Montez Sweat both recorded sacks on that play, on consecutive plays, I should say, which is exciting to see. Again, the defensive line is kind of a tough thing to gauge right now, but seeing them create pressure on Caleb Williams, seeing them, force him into some tough situations, those are good things that you want to see continue from that defense. And it's why, I'm not as worried about the defense as I thought I would be going in, because a lot of people are already like, oh, here we go. Look at the defense. This is going to be bad. And I'm kind of like, right now, the part that I am worried about, there is some things I'm worried about, but right now the part that I am worried about is just that the speed on the outside isn't keeping up with the speed of the wide receivers. But here's the reality that you have to talk about. That ain't the same defense that's back there. They are learning a new system. They are learning their new roles. Kobe Bryant is a phenomenal player, but he's never played in this system before. Devin Bush, a really good player, never played in this system before. Of course, you've got the question marks of Tyreek out there. Jaylon Johnson looks really good. Looks like he is back into true form as far as, his rehab has gone. And then you take a guy like Malik Muhammad, who's getting a ton of run out there, and this is a new system for him and Dylan Thieneman, and they got to get used to NFL speed. So I'm almost not to say that I feel good about where the defense is at, but I'm almost to this spot where I'm like, well, I can see how this gets better. And if they even get close to being able to defend what the offense is doing versus some of the teams that you're going to play this season, you would actually have an upper hand. Now, that's a long way away. Looking at it in camp right now, it looks rough. It does. But it's good to see the defense winning some of these periods, because that means you can see that it has a few teeth on it. You know what I mean? That's the main concern. I've said it a million times. I have no faith that the defensive line is going to be better. I don't. You didn't fix it. You didn't address it. And you brought back a bunch of guys who weren't very good last year. But I can see the path for them to improve, the path for them to get better as they start to understand the system a little bit more. And guess what? The two guys that record sacks in the red zone period are two guys that understand the system. And so I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. Again, I'm not telling you they're going to be a top 10 defense this upcoming season, but could you sell me on, hey, they'll be in the upper 20s right now? Yeah. And right now, upper 20s feels like a vast improvement from where we're at, or where we think we're going to be at. Let me know how you guys feel on the defense. Are you concerned already? Right? Because that is the tough question, right? Oh, the offense is killing them. They're cooking every day. Does that mean that the defense sucks? Kind of right now, but again, you got to be able to catch up, and there's always going to be that grace period. And it feels good for once. Listen, when we get into week 2 and pads are on, if it still looks this bad, I'll tell you guys, and maybe it's time to start panicking with the defense. But the reality of the situation is, I've never experienced 3 days in a row of the offense being ahead of the defense. I'm going to enjoy this as much as possible for as long as I possibly can. By the way, we are big shout out to you guys. Over 100. Let's get over 100 likes on the video, man. Something else that really stood out to me today that I thought, Ben Johnson emphasized. He said it was going to be an emphasis going into this game. He talked about the 2-minute drill. And when I tell you, run to perfection. Run to perfection. The 2-minute drill that the Bears put together. Scenario was game is tied 10-10. There was 1:37 remaining on the clock. Ball at the offense's 39-yard line. So you're starting on the opposite side of the field. You had 2 timeouts. I believe this was first half scenario. So you can end with a field goal. Well, it's 10-10. You can end with a field goal either way in this situation. They did not run field goal kickers out on there. But Caleb Williams literally just led the offense down methodically. And the part that did get me excited in the 2-minute drill was it wasn't just the fact that Caleb was able to kind of dice things up and move the ball down the field, but the fact that he was getting the defense to jump with the hard count. 2 encroachment penalties on that drive. And that is a vast improvement from what we have seen from this offense over the, well, I shouldn't say this offense, but from Bears offenses over the past couple of years here, right? Like, we aren't the offense that gets guys to jump off sides and gets the free play consistently. You got it twice on one drive here. That's something that can be a weapon for this Chicago Bears team. And we have seen it happen a few times. A lot of times when the flags are popping up, and maybe, again, there's a concern on the defense, but a lot of times when we're seeing these flags pop up, it is the defense getting got, whether that's by Tooney, whether that's by Caleb Williams, whoever it is, throwing that move call out there or hitting them with the hard count. Like, you're starting to see the defense jump. 2 penalties there. Both of them led to first downs for the Chicago Bears, and it allowed them to finish the drive off with a big catch to Colston Loveland in the red zone there. Again, you're seeing that duo develop. That's something I've said this the entire offseason. I have said this probably since, the final 2 weeks of the regular season. The relationship between Caleb Williams and Colston Loveland is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be so incredibly exciting to see. Those two look like they are in lockstep. And it's not a slight to anyone else on the offense, right? Caleb is having a great rapport with Rome. He's having a great rapport with Luther early on. Luther's having a phenomenal camp 3 days into this thing. Like, they're all having a really good rapport. But when I tell you that Colston and Caleb is something different, believe me, there is a sixth sense to these guys. And Caleb Williams is putting the ball. And I give Caleb credit. That he is putting the ball just about in the breadbasket, so it's kind of easy for anybody who has the skill to catch the football to catch it. But even just to trust some of the throws that he is making, right? You're talking about sometimes Colston Loveland getting double covered. Okay, let me put this ball just high enough that if it goes off of your fingertips, it's going to get to nobody else, but I'm only throwing the ball there in this certain situation that only me and you are locked in on. You are finding that kind of relationship blossoming between these two. And I said it at the end of the season, and I'll continue to go with it. That is your point guard center combination. That is the championship, just like point guards and centers win all the championships in the NBA, tight end and quarterback wins all the championships in the NFL. And if you have that elite combo, you will find yourself consistently in Super Bowls. What team do you want to go to? I mean, truly, what we're seeing these two start to develop into is something that is going to be, I think it is going to shock the league, because Colston's not going to need 15 targets in a game. You could give him 15, but he's not going to need 15 targets because he finds space. He finds his spots on the field and almost navigating them like a Travis Kelce does. Not to say that he's not running routes. I think that he is more so sticking to his route tree than Travis Kelce does. But you just go, how'd that dude end up open? How'd everybody lose the giant in the middle of the field? And then when it is a tough situation, when you do need a tough catch, when you do need some great hands, he's got that as well. To me, that is a combination that cannot be under-talked about as we continue to go through camp. And we can talk about wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, who's going to be in the slot, who's going to be. Colston Loveland is going to be a demon with Caleb Williams. And that's the kind of combination that wins you Super Bowls time and time again, especially when you pair it up with a dang good play caller. Let me know if you guys are excited about that pairing. Some other things that I took away from today. Kiran Amegadjie. Now, J-Mac spoke to one of the scouts that is on the Bears, right? So we kind of know that their plan, and they said this as well, was to rotate everybody in. But Kiran Amegadjie got all the first team reps today. Kind of surprised me. And you know what? Dare I say, didn't really miss a beat. Now, again, how many times are we going to say this? I feel like I need to just preface this at the beginning and then never say it again because I feel like I say it too much on the stream. No pads. Right? There's no pads on. So it looks good when there's no pads, yada, yada, yada. He also was on the field for the 2 sacks that were given up, one of which was Austin Booker pretty much running right past him. But Kiran Amegadjie today taking all of the first team reps at left tackle. Braxton Jones pretty much being out there with the second team. And I feel like we're going to see this continue to flip-flop. I'll update you guys every day, but at a certain point, you're going to be able to tell based on the talent, okay, this is what the starting left tackle is looking like. For me, I still would say, and I know he got all the reps today, but I still would say Braxton Jones is the guy to keep an eye on as the starting left tackle. To me, I look at him and I think there's just so much in his favor. Played in the system, won the job in this system, has 44 starts in the NFL and has proven to be a fairly healthy player. I wouldn't even say fairly. He's proven to be a healthy player through most of his career. Somebody that you can count on that outside as a reliable body that's going to be out there. We know that he's much better in the run than he is in the pass, and I'll give a little credit where credit is due. It's kind of looking better in the pass pro as well. But they're trying to give everybody a fair shot to win this job. I wouldn't be surprised if Jedrick Wills is in there starting at left tackle on that side tomorrow. Here is what it comes down to, and Caleb Williams accentuated this when he got up on the podium. Who does Caleb trust most? I think, of course, Ben Johnson is going to make the decision, but I think this is going to come down to the trust that Caleb Williams has in a player on that left side, and that means Jedrick and Kiran could still very much be within this competition. But he talked about how his sack numbers went down. It came with trusting the system, and it came with trusting the guys that are in front of him. Right? Like it's you can tell the comfort that he has or had last season with an Ozzie Trapillo on that left side. He didn't have to worry about as much. Hey, that left side might collapse on me a little quicker than what I'm expecting. I got to bail out and make a move. Trust is everything for this team. Trust is everything in this offense. Luther Burton talked about it with us today, with him trusting that he could run the right route. I think we have heard trust when it comes to Kyler Gordon, Tyree Stevenson. I've never heard trust talked about in this building so much. And you know what? Left tackle job is going to go to who is the most trusted. That comes with consistency. And that's why I still feel like Braxton Jones probably has the best job for, or best chance for that job, because when you talk about consistency, whether good or bad, Braxton Jones is fairly consistent. Whether it's consistently bad or consistently out there, Braxton Jones has proven to be consistent, at least with being on the field, so you don't have to swap guys in and out. Hopefully he can, I love a redemption story. I'd love a reclamation story for Braxton Jones, at least to the point where he's able to get to a legitimate second contract here, right, where it's big money for him, even if he's just average, right, where it's big money for him. But, you got to go out there and prove to Caleb Williams and to Ben Johnson, but I think more so to Caleb Williams that, hey, I know if I leave you out there on that left side, you're going to be able to do your job. I don't know if that guy's in the building. We'll find out when pads get on if that guy's in the building. Shout out to you guys in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to showing love as always. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. What did somebody say? Tony Tsunami said, or Tony, it's Sumi said, give them boys a free Italian beef. I'll tell you what, Braxton Jones does look pretty large out there, and he's moving well. I don't know if Dan Richard got to him and was like, the only way you're going to be able to do this is if you gain weight. But Braxton Jones looking pretty strong out there. James said, bring back the morning breeze on the daily. Would love to, James, but a lot of stuff going on in the mornings now. A lot of stuff going on. What else did I want to get to? Oh, Kyle Monungai. This is kind of the oof news of the day. Now, the Bears did say that they do expect him back pretty soon here. Ben Johnson talked about that today, right? Like, I don't think that it's going to be something massive, but Kyle Monungai missing his second consecutive practice. Salvon Ahmed received all of Kyle Monungai's reps pretty much behind DeAndre Swift. And they're continuing to monitor his status. But I'll tell you what, Salvon Ahmed looks pretty good out there. He's somebody that I think could make this roster. And with that being the case, right, like Kyle Monungai, phenomenal season last year. Don't put yourself in a tough position, especially with that guy's former coach in the building pushing for him probably to have a job on this team moving forward. Like, to me, not to say that I think Kyle is going to be replaced anytime soon, but as far as like futures in that running back room, that could be a name that we hear for a few years now. Now he's going to have to step up. And right now he's getting the opportunity to show what he has. He can run the ball really well. That could be something that Ben Johnson utilizes. And we know Ben Johnson is all about the speed and all about guys that can catch that football out of the backfield. He's kind of proven to be both of those. So hopefully we see Kyle Monungai get back in there quickly. And, I don't think he's winning or losing that job right now. I think it's still his job to have, but you just kind of look at it and you see, okay, now I see why you brought this guy in. Kyle, get back here. Or they could be eyeing him as a potential backup running back. At the end of the day, Kyle's still a 7th round pick. You got to prove every single day that you're supposed to be the guy that they're rolling with. And when somebody steps in and starts to look a little bit smoother, that's when you start to be like, all right, Kyle, hurry up and get back because you're my guy. You're our guy, Monungai. Outside of that, though, I thought that the third practice, it really belonged to Caleb and everybody who was, rolling with him on the offense. I thought that offensively, this Bears team really stood out pretty consistently. I dang near could cry saying this. There's not really anything bad to say about the offensive production. Now, I'm sure that Ben could find some things that he doesn't like that were done. I'm sure that Ben would say that operation wasn't perfect, that he wants this, that he wants something extra. He wants to see Caleb throw the football here, right? Like that's the reality of it. There's always going to be things that you can improve. But as far as things that I look at and I'm like, that's going to be a problem in the season. I don't even think we lost the running back, and I don't even think the running back is the problem. Like, Kyle Monungai is not out there, and the guy that stepped in was like, I got you. You truly do have everything you need to be successful. I am to the point where I am looking to see, is there anything of massive concern? And even this whole left tackle competition that is being talked about and everything that is in there, if you know that it's a problem, you can fix that problem. That's called 13 personnel. You can have guys that can stand on that outside and help you out, especially when you have a guy like Colston Loveland. So when you factor that in, and you just added Sam Roush to the team, and as pads go on, maybe you'll need to use a little bit more 12 and 13 personnel. Like, there's not really a massive concern for the offense right now. I've never talked about the offense like this. I'm almost at a loss for words with it. I'm ready to cry. Tony said, is Rojo still alive? Listen, Roschon is the backup running back. He is getting reps with the 2s and with the 3s. Roschon's a special teamer. That's kind of just what it is right now, especially on this team. You hope that he's able to get back out there and get an opportunity. But the reality of his situation is you're a power back that gets concussions a lot. That's not good. Your power back that's getting concussions a lot, that means you're probably not going to be able to be a power back within this offense. I like Rojo. I've always liked Rojo. I think he's talented, but you got to be able to be on the field to be utilized. I didn't even do bubble candidate guys this year because I didn't care about most of them. Rojo to me is one of those bubble guys. But if we cut Rojo, nothing's going to be an issue. Grumeister said, so basically what we're hearing is that Dennis might be out of a job, or this defense is just going to be hard to watch this season. Yes, no, pads, and day 3, so we'll have to see. I mean, yeah, listen, I don't know if Dennis Allen is going to get fired. I think that when pads go on, things will start to look a little bit, more even, or at least come back to earth in some way. But do I think that we could be talking about Dennis Allen on the hot seat? Yeah, I said that earlier. I said, if this defense comes out and they're getting their butts kicked on a consistent basis, are you going to say Dennis Allen is on the hot seat? Yeah. Doesn't mean he gets fired at the end of the season. It means go out and get him some freaking defensive linemen that can get home. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say, if we're winning games 41-32, hey, Dennis Allen's defense might be an issue right now. That's just a real conversation. What do we got here? Somebody else dropped something in here. Sound like the offense is going to be wrecking shop. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. LBC Robbie says, center concerns me, obviously. You know what? I get that conversation of I'm kind of concerned with, Garrett Bradbury. I think Caleb came out and he talked about an issue that Bradbury had that has been an issue for him throughout his career, and hopefully they're able to fix it. But the 2 stats I care most about, especially with a quarterback like Caleb, is you didn't give up any sacks last season, and you didn't have, I don't think he had any penalties last year. Those are the 2 most important things. Is he competent? Is he going to be able to hold up? Yeah, if Caleb's getting rid of the ball quickly, he should. If he needs to extend the play, Caleb has the wheels to do that. And hopefully, we don't see the penalties. That's usually where the penalties pop up, right? And he didn't have any of those last year when Drake May had to be in that situation. I still think, even with the center swap, the Bears have a better situation than what the Patriots had, and they made the Super Bowl last year. But that Patriots offense didn't have more weapons than what this Bears offense does, especially on the O-line, and Garrett Bradbury is surrounded by better players now. What's the name of that speedy rookie, and how's he doing? Xavier Thomas is doing phenomenally. He did get cussed out today, right? That was the guy who they told, look, get out of here, get me a new Z. But Xavier Thomas has been on first team reps, second team reps, third team reps, special team reps. He's worked with the janitor team reps. He is, on the electrical team reps. I think he's also on the IT team reps. What else? I mean, like, they're using him everywhere that they can. I think Ben Johnson, this is going to be a pause. I think Xavier Johnson is a Ben Johnson wet dream in this offense. As I say, Xavier Johnson, Xavier Thomas is a Ben Johnson wet dream in his offense. Like, I think he's exactly what Ben wanted DJ Moore to be, because DJ kind of had the build and the body for it, but he's got the 4.2 speed. He can catch as a receiver, right? He's not just fast. He can catch as a receiver. He can run routes. This is not Velus Jones. This is a young man that I think is going to get a ton of run in this Chicago Bears offense this upcoming season. And it's why I was talking about last night when we had all the fellas in the room, right? Like, to me, I look at what Xavier Thomas brings, and I'm kind of like, yo, the rest of y'all might also have to deal with him taking targets off of your plate. You better if you're a wide receiver on this team, you better make the most of your opportunities. If you're a wide receiver on this team, you better make the most of your opportunities. Because you might only get 4 or 5. Heck, if you're a Jade Walker, you might get 4 or 5 in a 2 to 3 week period. Under the Hood with Jay Hood in the building. Shout out to Jonathan Hood in the building, man. Appreciate you showing love. He said, Pat is killing it, asking key questions in the presser. Well, somebody's got to do it, Hood. He might as well be me, man. I didn't get one in today because I was doing so much running around. Dog, I had to listen to the pressers on the way home because did the pod with J-Mac, got home, had to edit the pod with J-Mac. Like, today has been a day. I am exhausted and I'm ready to start my Friday. The problem is we got camp on Saturday, so we back up there. Tony said, speaking of last night, y'all forgot to mention Pat Surtain II as NFL kids that's doing good. Oh, yeah, no, I thought we said Pat Surtain. No Twitch right now, so a sub renewal here. What Twitch is coming, bro. Like, we're gonna be right back on Twitch as soon as this season starts. I appreciate you supporting me on the Twitch side. If you guys haven't joined up on the Twitch side, man, we're gonna be live streaming every football game. NFL football game. I ain't doing no college and all that, but we'll see what life takes us. I might do some college. I'm going to live stream every game that I don't have Bears duties that interfere with. So if it's a Sunday game at noon, I'm going to be live streaming Sunday Night Football. If it is if it's a Thursday Night Bears game, I'm going to be live all Sunday. So make sure that you guys tap in over on Twitch at Pat the Designer TV. And I appreciate y'all for showing love. LBC Robbie said, I paid for the year. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. You're killing me calling me Patrick, though. My dad told this mug, told the chat, call me Patrick, and Robbie been on that forever. I got to get up out of here, man. I actually, if y'all want to join me over there, I got to go do Locked On Bulls real quick because we got to get one more episode out. So I'm going to go over there and live stream here in a few minutes. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. As always, man, it is your boy, Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down, one love. Peace.
The best show for Chicago sports.
Oh my God! RCF. My name's not Rick. That's really funny.